Hello again, and welcome back to another episode of Factory Fresh. I am Lee Bailey.
I'm Harjaan.
And today, Harjaan, we're going to talk about a couple of high-performance vehicles that are coming. We're going to preface this by saying these are both 2026 models.
Okay.
So they're not in your dealers yet, but they will be coming this fall as 2026 models because, you know, we're into the middle of the year and we're starting to turn over into the new model year. We're talking about this off air, that this is the time of year where typically the previous year wraps up and then there's a bit of a transitional period and then the next model year starts. Our audience will know this.
Yeah.
If you've ever sold cars, as I have, if you've ever lived in a town where there's a plant, or if you've worked at a plant as you have, then you'll know that once you get into the middle of the year, there's what we call a changeover usually.
Mm-hmm.
So these two vehicles represent changeover, and we're going to start with the GMC Hummer EV. You've probably seen this gigantic brute on the roads. It's been out for about 3 years now. There's a truck version, pickup truck version, and then there's an SUV version. A story I did for PassMag.com talks primarily about, actually, it's both versions. There's something called the Carbon Fiber Edition.
Oh,
and it is faster than the base Corvette. The base Corvette. Not the ZR1, not the Z06,
yeah.
the Stingray, the base Stingray. But that's still not nothing.
Yeah.
So the Carbon Fiber Edition has a 0 to 60 time that is slightly faster than the base Corvette Stingray, 2.8 seconds. 2.8 seconds is no joke. You have to understand that the Hummer EV is about 9,000 pounds because of the batteries.
Yeah,
that thing has a ginormous. It used to be, folks of a certain age, like myself, remember the original Hummer that guys like Arnold Schwarzenegger used to have one.
Yeah, bright yellow,
gigantic,
massive,
and terrible gas hogs. Well, the Hummer EV is basically an electricity hog. Because the battery pack is enormous. So that's why it weighs 9,000 pounds.
Yeah.
So if you go 2.8 seconds in a vehicle that looks like a brick and is gigantic,
you better have big brakes.
So 26 is a facelift year for the Hummer EV. So there are some design changes. And so I'll just I'll tick through some of these changes. So the Carbon Fiber Edition is a package available for the 3X trims. Basically the Hummer EV is like 2X and 3X is your trims. So the 3X is the top trim, and it has a 24 module battery, which contributes to the weight, as I said, and it has a unique color scheme. So on PassMag.com, my story, you'll see a photo there. That's the Magnus Gray matte finish. If you scroll down, you'll see the interior, which they call Velocity Ember, which is red and black.
I do like that red.
Velocity Ember, black
nice
and red, kind of sharp looking, I think. So what else do you get with the carbon fiber package? Well, you get 22-inch carbon fiber black wheels. You get all-terrain tires. You get carbon fiber mirror caps. You get skid plates. You get a black approach shield, black emblems, and a 22-inch spare carbon fiber black wheel, but that's only for the SUV and not the pickup truck.
And that's the same wheel that you'd get. Is that the full-size wheel?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's perfect.
Yeah. So that's the package. I think GMC did not list any pricing. So you're going to have to check your dealers probably in the fall when they start rolling out what the pricing is, or check the GMC website for our listeners and viewers in the US and in Canada. I couldn't find it, no pricing yet, but it's coming. So that's the Carbon Fiber Edition. Other changes to the Hummer EV line that applies to all trims is something called King Crab. King Crab is basically crab walking. I know how it sounds, but if you've seen this in action, basically what happens is all four wheels steer.
Yep.
You want to know why it can kind of crab walk? Because all four wheels are steerable, right? And that's not...
They finally mastered the technology from the 90s that everyone was trying out.
Well, so for 26, the rear steer mode is new for the King Crab feature. And it basically takes the rear wheels are able to turn faster than the front wheels at low to medium speeds. Now, they didn't specify the miles per hour, folks, so I don't know how fast we're talking. They said in low and medium speeds, the rear wheels can turn faster than the fronts. So it becomes much better in tight parking lots. When you're looking to maneuver around or do like a U-turn. Like, it shortens the turning radius.
Mm-hmm.
That's what rear wheel steering does, essentially. And that's true not just for the Hummer EV, but for all cars that have rear wheel steering. It just it shortens the turning radius, so you don't have to do these weird 18-point turns.
Yeah, they're generally used on longer cars.
If you've ever been stuck in a mall parking lot watching an old person do a 14-point turn, this will help you avoid that.
Yeah.
You know, not that old folks be driving Hummer EVs, but anyway. It also improves off-road for avoiding obstacles, rock crawling. This thing has rock crawling potential. I'm sure you've seen the videos on the internet. So it helps with that. So King Crab is standard on 2X and 3X trims for both the SUV and the truck. But if you own a 22 to 25 Hummer EV, truck or SUV, there's going to be an over-the-air update, like they do with your phone, that'll be available later this year. So you'll be able to download this software update if you own an older Hummer EV truck or SUV for King Crab.
Oh, okay.
So they're going to make, so it's a software. It's a software.
Because I remember they did have the crab walk when it was first released. Correct. So this just makes it faster and more responsive. So this is the update that gives the faster the rear wheel steer and the tech that the 26 models. Oh, so previously you had to put it in crab mode to get that rear wheel.
Correct.
Oh,
correct.
Okay.
So it'll be an OTA update. They haven't said when. They said later in 2025. So should look out for that. If you're an existing Hummer EV owner, you'll be able to get King Crab.
All 5 of you out there.
Well, people want to get a sense of. I didn't have any pricing yet, so the 2025 3X pickup in the U.S. is $107,145 base MSRP.
Yeah.
So I didn't check it for Canada, but it's a lot more.
It's a lot to pay for, pretty much a truck that has the same size space as a Maverick or an SUV. Essentially, is like.
So that's the big update. King Crab is the big update for 26, apart from the carbon fiber edition, which we just mentioned. Cool. Other changes for 26 is bidirectional charging capability. So basically, the vehicle has an inverter, so you can basically use it you can charge the vehicle or you can use it to power your home. So it's bidirectional charging. That's new for 26. So vehicle to vehicle or vehicle to home. It has better SuperCruise. If you're a GM owner out there and you have a late model Escalade or one of the full-size pickups, you're probably familiar with SuperCruise. It's basically hands-free driving on divided highways at cruising speeds, like on an interstate or on the 401 here in Toronto. I've used it on several GM vehicles. Basically, once the conditions are met and it can pick up the lane markings, you can take your hands off. It's like advanced adaptive cruise. So it's not self-driving. Okay, you can't.
Not groundbreaking stuff.
It'll remind you if you divert your attention. It has eye tracking. So if you're looking around, you're not focused on the road. It'll remind you to put your hands on the wheel and to pay attention. But yes, you can take your hands off as long as you are focused on the road. And if it loses sight of the road markings, I guess I would say to people out there, your mileage will vary in terms of how it will work depending on where you live and what kind of roads you're driving on. But I've driven it on both in the U.S. and Canada, and on highways, it works quite well. So, but for 26, there's better Google Map data. They have this. GM has a lot of vehicles with Google built in, so all their navigation software is Google now.
Oh,
so
perfect.
all their screens you'll see the Google logo if you put up the map. So they have a deal with Google. GM does. So a lot of their vehicles, recent GM owners will know this. So it has better maps, also better lane centering. So for the SuperCruise does lane centering to keep you in the middle of the lane. So they've improved that. Other changes include better damper tuning. and a split screen option for the 13.4-inch infotainment screen. So those of us, and if there are any gamers in the crowd, you'll know what split screen is. If you ever play split screen co-op in Halo, for example. So you can split screen the 13.4-inch infotainment screen. You can split screen it and have maybe a map on one and something else on the other. That's a new feature. 2 new exterior colors, Coastal Dune and Auburn Matte, like a nice matte finish.
Yeah, muted colors.
Yep. And then two new interior colors, Granite Drift and Stealth Eclipse. I would imagine that that's basically gray and black.
Yeah.
You guys can check it out on the GMC website. Do the build and price tool. Mm-hmm. By the way, this vehicle is it'll be on the GMC website soon for build and price. They haven't released pricing yet, but that should be coming in the next few weeks because this vehicle goes on sale in the fall. They didn't say when, but I said in my story that it'll probably be in the fall, that these will start rolling out into dealers. You'll have the pricing probably later this summer before it goes on sale.
Now, how hard do you think it is going to be to get this carbon fiber edition package?
They didn't say it was limited production.
Yeah.
They said it's regular production, so I would imagine it would be based on orders, like if people choose it as a checkbox option when they're ordering their vehicle.
Okay.
It's basically, like I said, it's a package. I ticked through some of the features that it has. But if you want to be able to brag about being faster than a Vette, then this is the vehicle for you.
Yeah. For how much longer?
If you have the money. Yeah, that's an interesting question. I mean, this vehicle's been out since 2022, so it's mid-cycle facelift for 26.
Yeah.
It's 4 years.
We're probably
is it going to get a second generation? That's an interesting question. I would think it'll depend on how well this refresh sells.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but GM is committed to EVs.
I gotta say, I don't see too many Hummers on the road.
This generation, I've seen more of them. I see them at charging stations because they do go through a lot of energy. They go through a lot of electricity.
Yeah, they probably live there.
They're not super efficient. I mean, like I said before,
Hummers have never been efficient.
Well, they weren't efficient on gas, and they're not efficient on electricity. But at least they don't pollute.
Yeah.
Like they used to in the old days. But I saw one at a charging station just on the weekend. I mean. But like you said, the starting MSRP kind of is a bit of a barrier.
Yeah.
Barrier to entry, I would say. I mean,
just a slight bit.
I wouldn't say that this is a vehicle for the common person. When it has 107,000 base MSRP in the U.S. and even more in Canada. So
yeah.
But for those who have the money and are interested in one of these vehicles and want to know what's new for 26, I mean, there's the carbon fiber edition. There's the King Crab, and it's great that GMC is doing this, putting it out as a software update for owners of older vehicles.
Yeah.
So you'll get the benefits of the rear wheel steering as well.
If you want like a GMC truck cabin, essentially. I
mean, the cabin, this color they're calling Velocity Ember.
I do like the Velocity Ember.
Pretty cool.
It is nice.
The one I drove, I was on the launch for this vehicle about 2 years ago in California, and it had like a matte or a metallic light green finish, but the interior was all black, and I thought it was a bit too much black. It needed an accent color. So I look at this, I think, yes. Give me some color.
Just something.
I don't like black interiors where it's all black. I'm not a big fan of that.
I do like the fact that they didn't bring the red to the seats. So the seats are still black.
Yep.
It's very subtle accents.
It's dash and door inserts basically is what you're looking at. But like I said, if you're someone who wants a bit of color, at least an accent color, you now have an accent color. So
yeah, you just have to pay 110 minimum.
Yeah, but it's always been expensive, so that's nothing new.
That is fair.
So that's a GMC Hummer EV carbon fiber edition and changes for 2026. And now we're gonna go and look at a real spicy German.
Yeah.
BMW is almost like Toyota with the special editions. Oh my God. Special editions coming up the wazoo, not just from Toyota, but also from BMW. The latest one, and this one is a real hot tamale, is the 2026 BMW M2 CS.
Yeah.
Which you flagged me on this one. I did also see the press release, and I wrote a story, and it's on our website at passmag.com. But you take a look at it, and it's the lead photo I picked. I'm like, the gold wheels.
It is
and the purple
good
finish.
Looking car.
Not bad, eh?
Yeah.
I mean, and I put in the headline 523 horsepower. You want to know what the big deal is with this car? That's kind of it.
Yeah.
So it's a 2026. It is not a limited. I'm just going to double check, make sure I'm not talking out of school here. It is not limited production. So it's regular production. Sometimes BMW, and not just BMW, other manufacturers will say, oh, there's only 1,000, or there's only 500, or there's only whatever. This car is sold everywhere. It's a global car, so they're not limiting production. Now, I don't know how many model years it's going to be around for, if 26 is going to be the only year. Usually they let them linger for a few years.
Yeah.
This car was all new in 2023, so it's not close to the end of its life cycle yet. So if you want to know,
probably have a couple of years.
You got a couple of years. So you have to run out, and this is the first, 26 is the first year, so it'll probably be around at 27 and beyond. But you want to know what you're paying for, and I will get to the pricing. I believe pricing has been released. It has been released. I'll get to that in a second. But what you're getting over the regular M2. Because regular M2, pretty spicy boy in its own right.
Yeah, it's already...
Yeah, 473 horsepower, 0 to 60 of 4.1 seconds. Not bad. That's the 2025 regular M2.
Not a hybrid. Full gas.
Full gas. Yep. Premium fuel, guys. Come on. You know, you're not going to put 87 octane in your M2 CS. So the M2 CS for 26 is 523 horsepower. As I said, that's 50 horsepower gain.
Jump.
Yeah. And a 0 to 60 time of 3.7 seconds. So it's 4/10 faster, and a top speed of 188 miles per hour. So, yeah. If you want to know if this thing is good for tracking, yes, please.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
I got to say, like, BMW's 2 Series have been the best track cars that they've released since.
And I haven't tracked this one. I tracked the previous gen, and it's rear-wheel drive, manual transmission.
Yeah. Tight, nimble.
It's not too big and too heavy. Now, people say that this car is bigger and heavier than its predecessor, and that's true.
Yeah.
I drove the regular M2 on the launch 2 years ago. No track driving. It was just on public roads, unfortunately. But we hooned around in it pretty good when the cops weren't around.
In Mexico. In
an undisclosed location. I'm not going to say where it was.
Yeah.
So we got I've got a feel for it. And it's, at the time, like I said, 472 horsepower. I mean, no joke, right? 177 mile per hour top speed. So this one is 188 mile an hour top speed and 4/10 faster, because they're squeezing an extra 50 horsepower. And this is the 3-liter twin turbo inline 6, guys. This isn't some trick engine. They didn't bolt a supercharger onto it. It's just they just
tuned it differently.
They've tuned it differently. And you wonder how they achieved those gains. It's about 97 pounds lighter as well. So they've shaved some. They're using a lot of CFRP. If people don't know what CFRP is, it's carbon fiber reinforced plastic.
Yes.
And they are putting this stuff everywhere. It's
like radiator support, all that can be swapped out with this pretty much.
Liberal use of that. So so they're using two mono-scroll turbochargers that feed 3 cylinders each. There's an indirect intercooler. There's an electronically controlled wastegate. BMW uses the Valvetronic variable valve timing, double Vanos variable camshaft timing, and high precision fuel injection. That's all gone into this car. So that all contributes to with the light weighting. When you're knocking almost 100 pounds off the car's weight, that's going to help. The 0 to 60 time.
Yeah, anything helps.
Extra horsepower. The M4 GT3 is a car that BMW races globally, and so some of the motorsports learnings have found their way into this car. Specifically, I noted in the press release, what they call an extremely rigid crankcase, forged crankshaft, and a 3D printed core for the cylinder head. That all comes from the racing program. Wow. So you want to know why these companies spend a fortune going racing, is so they can take that knowledge and dump it into their road cars.
Yeah.
So you're going to get the benefit of the racing program should you drop your money on the M2 CS.
Yeah, someone can beat really the crap out of it at like the 24 hours of Le Mans. Yeah. I'm sure Daily Driver, it'll survive.
This M43 GT, lesser known here in North America, but there's a race over there called the 24 Hours of the Nürburgring.
Mm-hmm.
And if you think the 24-hour Le Mans is wild, you should go and watch our video from a few weeks back on the Mustang GTD, which was thrashed at the Nürburgring recently. Yeah, imagine doing that for 24 hours. So you want to put it in the ultimate stress test?
That's where you go.
Yeah. And this car, like the M4, the tech that is in this car comes from the M4 GT3, which is raced at the 24 Hours of the Nürburgring, which is wild. It has all the other M stuff. It has the adaptive M suspension, the M servotronic steering, the M sport differential. It has M compound brakes. You can get the carbon ceramics for an extra $8,500 US. God. I know. Standard wheels are the CS exclusive style 827M forged alloys with double spoke design and matte gold bronze finish, which is which you see in the lead photo. That's what those are. Those are standard. So
those
you don't
are
have to pay
nice.
extra for those. And they're staggered. 19-inch in the front, 20-inch in the back.
Wow.
So you get a little, stance. We like stance here at Pat Mac. Do we not?
We do.
We do. Obviously, this is factory, so I can imagine once somebody in our community gets their hands on one of these things, it'll be
might look a little different.
Wild SEMA car, probably. But out of the box,
it's
pretty stanced.
Yeah.
I would say. I mean, and on the interior, it's got all the M stuff you could possibly want. It's pardon me, I'll get to that in a second. But also has the ducktail spoiler. So that's carbon fiber reinforced plastic. As is the rear diffuser.
Wow.
And the mirror caps. So you want to know where the CFRP comes in. That's where some of the light weighting comes in, and where they've shaved 97 pounds off of the.
And it's kind of funny that the places that they shaved the pounds on are generally the first things that a customer would change if they bought one.
Oh yeah,
like a rear diffuser,
like on a tuner car.
They're plentiful for these BMWs. The mirror caps, every BMW I see, that's the first mod they do is they swap out the mirror caps.
So the M2 CS also has its own unique black kidney grille with unique air inlets. You may notice that if you look closely at the photos, it's a little bit different than the old M2, and it has a front splitter that's finished in matte black. That is unique to this, so you couldn't get that it didn't come standard on the old M2. The previous M2.
Yes.
But it's standard on this car. And you can obviously, the aftermarket will take care of you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Other great specific stuff in the cabin, the M Alcantara steering wheel, the CFRP. Is the CFRP for the paddle shifters? And on the center console. So the CFRP is like everywhere. You got the M carbon bucket seats with the illuminated CS logo, which is pretty cool. Like at night, you can see the seats have the. Other M cars do that too.
Yeah.
But that's kind of cool.
It is a nice gimmick.
The CS sill plates, the scuff plates on the threshold and the doors. And you get CS badge door trim panels that light up. They're illuminated in the door panels.
When you open the door.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
Just the little things.
So you're going to want to know, now that we're almost at the end here, pricing. Well, BMW has released pricing. I included the U.S. pricing here in my article on passmega.com, which I invite you all to check out. $98,600 base MSRP. Destination is $1,175.
Wow.
And as I mentioned, fees and taxes and all that are extra, of course, as per usual. And this car is built in Mexico, guys. So BMW has a large plant in Mexico that builds other, like the 3 Series and some of BMW's smaller sedans. So this car is going to be built there. So pretty close to home for us in North America. It won't have to cross the ocean.
Yeah.
Good for us. And production is going to start in August. And the deliveries are supposed to start to trickle out by the fall. So not that far away. We're in the middle of the year now. So it's not, you can expect this in a few months.
That's crazy. $100,000 for a fully spec'd out, which is what is supposed to be BMW's like entry level.
Yep.
Sports car.
Yeah. But look at that interior. That cabin looks.
It is gorgeous.
So
they
good,
literally gave it the works. They gave it everything that they had.
Everything is M.
Everything is M.
Seats, the steering wheel.
Nowadays,
console.
what is an M?
Well, I do like how I drove the car that I drove in 23 was the base M2. The CS, for BMW heads out there, you guys know the CS models usually arrive a year or two later.
Yeah.
Like, same with the M3, same with the M4. That's how they do it. Previous generation M5, the CES came later. The M5 was the first one.
Exactly.
And then, so for the current M5, which is new, will there be a CES version of that? Probably. But we're in year one.
Yeah.
So, but the M2's been out for a couple years, and so now it's time to roll out the CS models, and they have not. I mean, I was reading the press release. This story could have been twice as long because the press release had so much stuff in it. So I invite you go and read my story, please, on passmag.com. But if you want to know more, you just Google it and you'll see the what I'm talking about. There's so much they've thrown at this car.
Yeah.
But the look of it, like this purplish, I don't know what the color is. Name of the color.
It's the velvet.
Yeah, it's with the gold wheels, and like I said, those gold wheels are standard. On
velvet blue metallic.
Yeah. So not a bad color option.
Very nice
view. But it's and BMW. I talked about this with the M5. The individual BMW's individual program for M cars, it's every color of the rainbow. So if this doesn't suit your style, don't worry. There's like dozens of other colors.
If you got deep enough pockets, anything is possible.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, with the M5, there's 150 colors available.
Yeah.
And this one, I don't know if it's that many, but it's a lot. So there's your latest track weapon from BMW. I mean, I'd take one.
Could this be the next Supra? Who knows?
You wonder. It's a two-door car, coupe. The current Supra, as our Supra heads will know, is based on a shared platform with the Z4. The Z4 is a convertible,
which doesn't exist anymore.
By the way, 26 is the last year.
Yeah,
but there's no replacement.
No replacement
because it doesn't sell. I mean, convertibles, unless you're an MX-5 or Corvette, convertibles don't sell.
Yeah,
regardless of make. And I love convertibles. In fact, I will soon be driving the MX-5 35th anniversary edition. In the coming weeks. I just arranged that through Mazda, and I'm very excited about it. But yeah, and you see a lot of MX-5s, Miatas around, all generations. They sell. Z4. I remember the Z3 and the Z8. You don't see many of those around either.
Yeah.
They just don't sell. So, yes, so that's, as we talked about in a recent episode of Factory Fresh, the Supra, which is connected to that car, unfortunately. We said if the Z4 goes away, the Supra is going to go away too.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. But if you're the sort of person who doesn't mind, they want a full BMW with no Toyota involvement. I mean, when I drove this car at launch, I thought, now that car was less money than this one because it was brand new at the time, and it's been a couple years. But 473 horsepower for a car of this size is just nuts, and 523 is insane. So
it's way more than the average person needs.
You
for sure
owe it to yourself if you're have the means and this is your car. Do it for us. Take it to a track, please. Take it to a track. That's what it was designed for. And this car was in development on the Nürburgring. Okay, this
thing rips,
and you don't need to go to the Nürburgring. Just take it to your local track.
Yeah,
show up there, and if you have this color with these wheels, you'll certainly make an entrance.
It is a good combination for sure.
So that's all we got for you for this week, for this episode, you guys. But thank you so much for watching. Let us know what you think of this car, the M2 CS and the Hummer EV, GMC Hummer EV, the carbon fiber edition. And let us know what you want to see on Factory Fresh. We're here to take suggestions. We want your feedback. We want you to engage with us. Hit us up in the comments or on our social feeds. For PassMag, we're on all the platforms that everybody you know what they are. I don't need to tell you.
Facebook, Instagram, YouTube.
Harjaan, that's why he's here, guys.
Yeah.
One of the reasons. Yeah, but let us know. Let us know, because we're always looking for new. I mean, I've been doing this for about 15 years, covering the car industry, and I'm brand agnostic. Not like this guy who's a Toyota guy. I'm just kidding. But you are a Toyota guy.
Yeah.
But no, kidding. We cover everything.
Yeah.
We talk about it all because we're car guys. I mean, look at our wall. Right?
Anything that gets you excited gets us excited.
100%. And so keep the feedback coming, and let us know what you think of these cars we talked about today and what you'd like to see in future episodes. And we will see you back again soon for another edition of Factory Fresh.
Stay fresh.